All right, guys, we're going to finish up the section on inequality word problems. So we'll start off on number 6 and work our way to number 9. Yes, the consecutive integer problems. So taking a look at number 6, it says, when John bought his new computer, he purchased an online computer help service. The help service has a yearly fee of $25. So you got to pay $25 just to keep the service. And that's the and part, $10.50 charge, a $10.50 charge for each help session a person uses. So you got to pay just for the service, and then you got to pay if you call them. If John can spend no more than $170 for the computer help service, what is the maximum number of help sessions he can use this year? So I'm going to focus on this part here. The maximum number of help sessions, I'm going to call that H. Thank you, Reese. For number of help services. Or sessions. So I know that it's $10.50 for each help session. So I know the $10.50 and my H are going to go together. But I also know that no more than or maximum of is less than or equal to. No is a turnaround word. You would normally think more means greater, but since it has no, it means less than. So we need to spend no more than $170. So it's going to be less than 170, less than or equal to 170. So now, how do we get this yearly fee? So you don't want your yearly fee to be no more than $170. So a yearly fee, they're going to charge you $25 off the top. Plus, they're going to charge you $10.50 per help session. So all I'm going to do now is solve for H. I'm going to subtract 25 from both sides. And we end up with 145. And then since it's multiplication, I'm going to divide both sides by 10.50 or 10.5. And I'm going to let you use calculators on this. Hold on, guys, let me get mine. So we're going to take 145 and divide by 10.5. And we get this weird number. Okay, etc. So this says the number of help sessions has to be less than or equal to the number 13.8. So what number is less than what number that makes sense? Okay, it has to make sense in the context of the problem. What amount of help sessions could be less than 13.8? Well, a whole bunch of them, but I want the maximum number of help sessions. So what's the maximum number of help sessions? Knowing you can't get 13.8 help sessions, like you can't call and cut your call off and be like, oh, I'm at point 8 of my call. Let me cut it off, hang up real quick. So no, we don't do that in real life, so that doesn't make any sense. So the maximum number of help sessions I can have is 13.8, or I'm going to say, which 0.8 doesn't make any sense, so I can just say 13 help sessions is the maximum number of help sessions I can have. Some people would think, oh, let me round this up. So some people would try to round up the 3 to a 4 becomes 8. Bigger than 5 is bigger than 4. So remember, we round if it's like the number in that place is that we need to round to. We want to round to the ones, so we would use the tens place. And some people will try to round this to 14, but you can't have 14. That can't be your maximum number because your answer, whatever answer you choose, has to be less than this right here. So 14 is definitely not less than that. So the maximum number of help sessions is 13. That's it. Don't round on these inequality problems. Follow your symbol. It's got to make sense in terms of the actual problem, okay? It's not rounding. Okay, let's take a look at these. It says, find the 3 smallest consecutive even integers whose sum is more than 60. So we're still going to follow the rules we learned with just regular word problems when we wrote equations. Consecutive even integers counted by 2. So I'm looking for 3. So x plus 2, and x plus 4. But I have to sum them or add them, and I need it to be more than 60, okay? So if I sum them, I have 3x plus 6 is more than 60. That's the sum. The sum is 3x plus 6, okay? And or you could write it like this: x plus 2 plus x plus 4 is greater than 60. But I prefer to just go ahead and write 3x plus 6. So I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. So you have 3x greater than 54. Divide both sides by 3. Now you want to pay attention because I know y'all know this answer is 18. That's what it looks like. But guys, according to this, the answer must be greater than 18. That's what it says. And say equal to, it says got to be greater than, okay? So what even integer, I'm looking for consecutive even, is greater than 18? I'm looking for the next even one. So that would have to be 20. 20. You cannot use 18 because you don't have this equal to symbol there. So you can't use 18. You got to give me the next greatest even integer. The next greatest even integer. Okay? That's greater than 18. Well, the next greatest even integer that's greater than 18 is 20. So I got to use a 20. So this is 22 and this is 24. Those are my three. But please don't use 18 unless there's an equal to sign with that inequality. Let's take a look at 8. It says the sum, which means I'm adding something, of 4 consecutive integers, which is at least 126. At least means greater than or equal to. So I just need to put my 4 consecutive count up by 1. That's 1. Count up by 1, 2. Count up by 1 more, 3. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 of those consecutive integers. Now I'm going to sum them, so I would end up with 4x's plus 6. 1, 2, 3, 4x's plus 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. I'm just combining like terms, guys, okay? All right, so now I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. So we end up with 4x greater than 120. Divide both sides by 4. So x is greater than or equal to 30. Now, because it has this equal symbol, let me change colors. I'll change the colors and it won't blend in because I had a red on top of a red. All right, so you see this equal symbol that's there? Because of this equal symbol, I can actually use 30 for x. So 30, and then they count up by 1. 31, 32, 33. Okay, let's take a look at 9. The sum of 3 consecutive odd integers is less than 54. It's got to be less than 54. Find the largest 3 consecutive odd integers that fit this situation. So consecutive odd also count up by 2s, just like consecutive even. So that's the sum will be 3x plus 6. Subtract 6 from both sides. I end up with 3x less than 48. Divide both sides by 3. So the x, whatever I choose, has to be less than 16. It cannot be, so I need an odd integer. Can't be 16, guys. 16 is an odd anyway. I need an odd integer that's less than 16, an odd one. What is the largest odd integer that's less than 16 though? So that would have to be 15. 15 is the largest odd number that's less than 16. So I'm going to start off with using an x of 15. So this would be 17 and this would be 19. So my largest 3 consecutive odd that fits this situation are 15, 17, and 19. Of course, you cannot use 15. You can't use a 16. It's not even, nor is there an equal sign, okay? I mean, it's not odd. That's the key thing. It's not odd, okay? Nor is there an equal sign. All right, that's it, guys, for part 3. Thank you.